Good afternoon, NEBA fans, and welcome to Woonsocket, Rhode Island and Walnut Hill Bowl. We are here for the match play round of the I Am Bowling powered by Logo Infusion Senior Singles, Open Singles, I should say. Bruce Hall here with you, joined by Mr. Brian Gaskell. How you doing, Gas?
All right, Bruce, how are you? The bitter duo?
We are beyond bitter right now. Because
you're more bitter than me, but I'm bitter too.
We're both pretty bitter. I'm at 80. The cut was plus 90, and that would be John Kirker, who snuck in with a nice 234 game. And I shot 85 over. And what'd you shoot?
66, I think.
66, so you're off by 24 only. And I'm out by only, we got some noise here. Try to turn that down a little bit. So anyway, so we're in the match play round, and actually, ironically enough, John Kirker is right in front of us here on 19 and 20. Our feature pairs are 17 and 18, 19 and 20, and then we will move for the finals to 21 and 2. We are on the burn, so we had a 5-game qualifying, and because of a rule, Gas, that we passed at the annual meeting for single round tournaments, we do not re-oil.
We were on the burn when we started. They were crispy. I think they're hooking less now than when we started, honestly. I think they tamed down.
There's been some urethane drag down the lane. I saw a number of purple hammers and some other thing. I don't know what you were throwing.
Track 10?
Track 10. There you go, buddy.
My old faithful.
So, yeah, I think it's calmer, and it makes it a little easier to get it to the spot. But, things just turn up really hard. So this is a Bourbon Street pattern. It's a, what's the length? I forgot. I didn't write it down, but I think I want to say 39 or 41 or something like that. So pull it up. I didn't get a chance to make some notes. We just
got done. There was no break to re-oil, so we had no time.
Yeah, so give us a break, guys. And we now have our round of 8. Actually, this is the round of 12.
4 buys.
The top 4 bowlers got buys. And hey, Dal, how you doing, buddy? And so Mike Clausen, high qualifier at 11:52. Scott Paniello, 11:50. Steve Blanchett, 148 over. Jimmy Pritz, 146. And Tim Elsis, also 146, but by virtue of Pritzy having a 268 game, he gets the bye. So the top 4 guys get a 1-round bye, 12 qualifiers. Now the bottom 8, which consist of Tim Elsis, Bill Webb, Bob Green, Bob DiMuccio Sr., Jerry Fortier, Joe Lussier, Larry King, and John Kirker are bowling now. And so you see Larry King there on lane 18, and he drew Bob Green, 7 seed against the 11 seed. And right in front of us is Bob DiMuccio Sr. bowling against Kirker. To your left, and just out of your screen, you might catch Bill Webb, who's up against Joe Lussier. And then down on the end pair, we have Tim Elsis up against Jerry Fortier. So those are the matches we're covering for you now. And there's Larry King just sliding by the baby split. And Gas, it will be very interesting to see the scores now, because as we said, this Bourbon Street pattern, why don't you tell us about the pattern you got
Bourbon Street is obviously one of the Kegel patterns. It's 40 feet in length. 7.67 to 1 ratio with 23.45 mils of oil.
So fairly low volume, which makes a lot of sense, because let me tell you something. This hooked.
I couldn't keep a reactive ball on the lane in practice on the right side of the lane. Like
I saw guys throwing reactive, and it would just fly away from the headpin.
Had no chance
on the wrong side. No
chance. So my plan was, I said, I was bowling with actually Bobby DiMuccio and Sean, Richard, and Jimmy Ferguson. And I said, even though I don't think it's going to work, I'm going to try and just get through game 1 with my track 10. And I basically made like 8 my gutter, and I was just piping it right down 8.
Yep.
And
so there is a seam there.
And hope they tame down, and then I can bowl normal after that. But
there's a seam there, so you can certainly find just a touch. And really, it's not hold; it's get it to the spot. It's there's no hold. If you get it in by a board, you're going to hit the beak or worse. So there's no hope there. So and like you said, it almost behaved like short.
It did.
And it's funny, I practiced on this yesterday at Hanscom, thanks to my buddy George Jones, and I saw John Gant out there as well. He put it out for us.
I'm bowling Summer League this year.
Are you?
Yeah.
Oh, great. George is the best. Those guys are the best out there.
Yeah.
And they also put it out at Auburn, so thanks to Tommy who put it out there, and Chris bowled on it, Monroy, and he said it really hooked. So it really hooked for me too. So this pattern, I'll tell you, it moves, and you got to figure out a way to push the ball down the lane and get it to lay off, and have a chance to hold pockets. So I ended up probably looking at 12, 13, 14, probably crossing 15 or 16. Pretty hard with not a lot of hand with a Zen pin up just to get it down the lane, down to the spot. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And I had no forgiveness, and I missed by 5, but Gas, I elbowed a couple and I thumbed down a couple.
Oh yeah, I get it.
Come on,
I get it.
It's like you can't get too angry.
So like I said, my plan on the fly was to just try and get by the first game and hope they carry down a little bit, and then they get. But the thing was, it kept working. I mean, I shot 180 the first game. I had a couple of bad breaks. I think I caused my own carry down with all the practice shots. But then when I went to fresh pairs, it actually looked better because no one else was doing that. And so I was 60 over with a game to go, and I thought I had a good shot. And I started with the front 3 and just didn't finish the game off. But I probably at some point should have got away from it and tried to go to reactive and because the scores jumped game 3 to game 4, which is where I got caught.
3 to 4 was 54, and it jumped to 94.
It went up 40 pins in one game.
40 pins in one game.
But then it went down the last game.
Went down. Well, I looked at it. There was a million guys at 100. Like between 94 and 110, there must have been 8 guys. And a couple of them went down. So, I know Greg Riebel was in the number, had a tough game. Chris Monroy was in the number, had a tough game. So I was grinding it out at 72. I, too, went strike, spare, triple. So I'm here at 90-something, hoping, trying to get that going. Hey, Fred Callahan, how you doing, buddy?
Hey, Fred.
You're down in Florida. Good to see you, my friend. And so, you do what you can. You try to make good shots. I make one more good shot. And it's not like it was even bad carry for me. I had a couple of shots that I wish it carried. But when I got around the pocket, it was pretty good, so I really can't blame anybody but myself. And that said, I won't scream at all on the live stream. I really promise that I won't. But, here you go. So here's Larry King. These guys are exactly tied through 3 at 48 each. They're both under the 2 lefties, the only 2 lefties in the final. Robert Toth was first out, and I was second out. So we had 2 lefties out of 12, and they're bowling each other. Not doing too great. Here's Bob DiMuccio, who did flag a 10
He bowled 250 the last game to make it.
He shot 250. Yeah, good for him. So, he ended up 109 with 250 the last game. So, it was a couple of guys made it, like Kirker and Bob DiMuccio. I know 2 guys fell out, and I knew I went up. So I was hoping even with 85 I might sneak in.
Like I said, I was bowling with him, and when he finished, I wasn't even sure that I had enough because I didn't know about the guys that fell out like you knew. Right. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I had the 2 guys right next to me who fell out.
If it went from 50-something to 90-something, it could go to 120. In my mind, and I knew Blanchette was the cut going into the last game.
There was so many guys that won a 10 whatever though. There was 8 guys or 9 guys in the 10s.
Yeah.
And high qualifier was only Mike Clausen at 150. So it's not like anybody ran away with it.
Nobody whacked him.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, it was tough.
It was a good pattern.
And you say recreational, it's like, okay, I don't think this is recreational.
I said
I would say this is pretty challenging myself.
I said Dave Jones was watching us bowl, and about the 6th frame of the first game, I'm looking around, and I'm going, this is the first recreational pattern I've seen that half the field is shooting under 200 here. Because I'm telling you,
where was it else? Where were we earlier? We had that 9-1 or 10-1 pattern, and it played very hard, very tricky. Right? There was no gimme off of that either. So
all 10-1 patterns are possible for me.
Yeah. Well, there you go. So I know. Well, I like 3-1.
Yeah, I don't want them.
Just put the 3 on 5-6 and put the 0 on 1, 2, 3, and then I'm happy.
Yeah, I don't want them to be 1-1 either, but I just don't 10-1 to me is overkill. It's like you miss in and you leave the bucket, and that's no fun either.
Well, I bowled on Neon at Auburn. That's 13-1. So here's Bob Green with a purple hammer. Turning up through.
He got off to a slow start, and then he whacked him late.
He did. He had 299.
He won 71-70 the first 2 games.
Yeah, but then he shot 299. So he figured it out. So I think it calmed down on the left as well. It was so snappy. Really, it almost played like short. And there's Kirker with the first double of our feature 2 pairs out of 5 frames. So not exactly a score fest here so far in the finals. Sorry, we had a fan issue. They
can't
we were
leave the
worried
ones
about
in the front
fans.
on. But shut
Yeah,
the
they
ones.
can't. Yeah,
Oh,
they
shoot.
can't. Yeah, you got to have the fans on. So. No, we only just wanted this one off. That's all we cared about. The one above us. Which
I figured there
when
were
they
two
turn it back on,
switches.
when they turn it back on, you may hear a whoosh of air. And there's a triple by Kirker, so he's pretty lined up. I got to believe John would like this pattern because he can generate some speed.
Oh yeah.
And get it to lay off. So he's throwing it good. So. And there's Bob Green with a good shot. So
what's going on with Webb over there? Webb's those guys both got to double up. Webb's up by 23. I think 75 to 52.
70, yeah. So Webb. And
he tripled, so he's got a
Webb,
decent-sized lead early.
He's looking good.
And
here's
down the end,
here's
Elsis and 40, right?
A couple of newly minted seniors. Mr. Webb is here. Chris Monroy here. Had a tough last game. Chris had sliding problems all day as well, and he had one really good shot that left a smash 7. That he gets that, he's in. So Webb is looking strong. Here's Larry, and you see how, both Larry and Bob Green are left where I was. They're throwing it a little harder with maybe less surface down the outside, not trying to play with that inside shot as much. But I don't know. That was the only place I could get any push. And here's almost a Greek church by Bob DiMuccio. Meanwhile, Kirker up with a triple. So Bob looking very strong in this match. Excuse me, John. John looking strong in this match.
Webb just struck again.
The 4-bagger for Webb. He's looking strong. Let's check in the Elsis 48 match way down. We're using the official binoculars, Haas. And there we will note that Elsis is pacing to 202. Jerry Fortier 76 in the 5th. So Jerry 24 out. So about a 25-pin match there in favor of Elsis.
Larry King just chopped the bucket to lose the lead.
Oh, did he? Okay.
Yeah, while you were looking down there.
And Elsis, meanwhile, struck. So he's pacing very nicely at 2-0. And again, Fortier pacing at 176. That's way down on 13 and 14. So right now it would be Elsis, Webb, the Larry King, and Bob Green match very close, and Kirker. Those are the 4 that would advance. And again, they will move on to face the seeds, the seeded players, and that would be Clausen, Paniello, Steve Blanchette, and Jimmy Pritz are the 4
Kirker's cruising.
seeds. Kirker's cruising along. That match is basically over already here on 19 and 20. And here's Larry King with a good shot. And what do we got here? That's only a 4-pin match there in favor of Bob Green, and both guys are on strikes. So let's see what Green can do here. Did you catch the Florida Blue show at all last night?
No.
It's phenomenal. Parker Bone.
Oh, I know he won. I actually texted him this morning.
Well, it actually came down to Angelo had ball in hand.
Oh, really?
And if Angelo strikes, he wins. Anything else, he loses. It wasn't like it could have tied or anything. Angelo needed to strike, having thrown the last 5. And he gets up and just gets one slide a little bit right, and 210. Wow. And Parker shoots 247 and wins. So what a grind, what a marathon that tournament was. Really impressive.
Parker's
and
always
Green
been
gets the first double of that match.
Parker's always been good to me. I did text him this morning when I was leaving my house that I'm on my way to bowl my first senior NEBA, as I am the newliest minted of all.
You are.
About a month in. So
look at you.
It's my first senior tournament.
That's right. Welcome.
And
I'm
wish for a better result.
I'm not happy you're here.
Wish for a better result.
I'm not happy Webb is here. I'm not happy Monroy is here.
You don't have to worry about me.
You guys all need to get younger.
The only way you're going to have to worry about me is if the shot's on 2. And then I have a chance.
I get really mad if guys get over 60, though. That's the real problem. So I get the 50s. So Green's able to double, and that's going to give him a 14-pin lead here on 17 and 18. And let's see what he can do here in the 8th frame. Give him the strike again, big shot. And that's going to give him a 24-pin lead. So Larry King in an almost must-strike situation here on our feature pair. Webb, meanwhile, going for 5 in a row. give it to him. Gets the mixer. Looking strong. So there are only 8 players, but it's a little too soon to pick a winner, I guess. We'll do that next round. So I want to say hi to everybody on the feed. Thanks for tuning in. Sorry if we're bitter and angry, but we're bitter and angry. So keeping it real, keeping it 100%, baby. Come on. 5 pins is 5 pins. 20 pins is 20 pins. So that's the way it works.
Yeah, I missed the bucket twice too. So
did you?
Yeah.
I had a pretty good spirit. I missed 1 7-pin, which obviously is the number, but I made everything else.
I made everything else. I missed 2 buckets.
Yeah. So no, I missed a 2, 4, 7, 8. I missed the.
Oh, you know what? I
the
take
2
it back. I missed the 3, 6, 10 too. Now that you say it,
Did you?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Yep, 3 spares. So if I made all 3, I would have been in.
Yeah. Well, Larry King way out. That's not going to make it back, I don't think. Funny thing is, with all the dry, there is OB. So you can definitely throw it through the pattern, and if it's not reading, like as has happened a million times before, if it's not reading, you're not going to see it come back. And there's another 4-pin by Kirker, but academic. And Webb, so Joe
Webb
Lussier,
smashes.
Joe Lussier can go
If he gets
2-0,
yeah,
and Webb
it's
just
over.
needs to keep it on the lane.
Yeah.
So
40 almost fell down.
Webb is in 48, and he actually left a pin, so 48, 170, 48 is done. So it'll be Tim Elsis, it'll be Webb, and right now looking very much like Bob Green by virtue of the double that he put together, and Larry King could not get the triple. So Larry King max 194, and Green now at a 196 pace. So by no means over, but this could be a huge shot here for Bob Green to
Yeah, if he
punch his
throws this
ticket.
one,
Yep.
he'll just need good count on the first ball, I think.
Yep. And looks like a pretty good shot. He got through it good. Give him a strike. And that's the
So
mark
if
he
Larry
needed.
King shoots 191, that means
He needs an open. He's got to
if he gets,
lose.
let's
He's got
give
to
him
open and count.
226.
Basically, 9 out would win.
Oh, yeah.
So
I'm thinking like
1030
6-3 might be enough. I'm trying to do it in my head quick.
1030, 60, 80, 90. 8 out would be a tie.
I think he needs like 7-2.
Yeah, 7. Yeah, somewhere in there. So some kind of decent count.
7-2, I think, is good.
Yeah. Just, 9, 8, something good.
Yeah.
We'll do it. So Kirker 246.
6.
To go
Yeah, I
with
think if he
his
goes
last game of
6-3, Larry King can
234,
tie. Yeah,
so.
that's anything more than 6 here is.
So Kirker on a roll here. Looks like the high game of the round. And
That's a winner.
great shot there by Bob Green. Bob Green punches his ticket. It'll be Green, Kirker, Webb, and Elsis. Moving on to face Clausen, Paniello, Blanchette, and Pritz. One of those guys will win the I Am Bowling powered by Logo Infusion Senior Open here at Walnut Hill Bowl in Woonsocket. Thanks so much to Robert Toth for hosting.
Absolutely.
And as a reward for his hosting, he's first out, so there's a punch in the nose. And I'm second out. As close as I missed, I'm not even first out, so I don't even get the ball. So wham, wham, wham. So actually,
You've got enough balls.
Preston Oaks won the raffle on that ball too. So didn't get a chance to do the sponsor read, but thanks so much to all of our great sponsors, especially I Am Bowling powered by Logo Infusion, Kenny Keegan. So thanks so much, guys. And we are going to check out as soon as these frames wrap up. We'll check out. We'll be right back with you for the round of 8, which will basically use the exact same pairs, just with 4 different guys. And then we'll go down to the round of 4, and then we'll move over to 21 and 2 and have our title match. And then, Gas, I'm going to get on a plane and fly back down to North Carolina.
That's true. And
Literally-
I will be
literally
here
later today, and you'll be here tomorrow.
I'll be here
holding on
flying
the-
solo tomorrow.
That's right, buddy. You're all set, though. You got it figured out. Good to have you back on the mic. And there's a double, a little bit late for Larry King. Couldn't put it together, but looking good. And we'll watch Larry's last shot here, and then we'll sign off. So thanks, everybody, for tuning in. We'll be right back for the real round of 8. This is actually the round of 12, even though there's only 8 bowlers. And we'll be right back. Okay, see you in a few minutes.